Hello, live chatters and mad hatters. Today is June 5th, 2022 AD in the year of our Lord. Welcome to your 270th edition of the live video chat brought to you by Pastor Doug, aka Douglas George Bloch. Neema, Kevin Wilson. Well, I'm going to give you guys a really good pun that came up accidentally, but let me just say hello to you first, Jennifer. Nice to see you. Yop, Paolo Nepomuceno, Sir Douglas. There was something called the Sir Douglas Quintet, I believe, or the Sir something Quintet. Maybe it was somebody else. Helena Montava. All right, one of my favorite places. Emmanuel, I think that's your name. It's probably French. Jennifer Miranda. Clap to you. Challenging times. Oh my God, you can say that again. Horrible war, inflation, the market's going down. Mona, nice to see you. Lovely name. You're from Italy. That's right. I always wanted to go there. Phoenix 999. Hey, Phoenix 999. You would appreciate this logo. Sent to me by good friend right here. Julie Hayes, from the ashes I rise. That is my symbol. Rising from the dead, the depths of the abyss, the depths of depression. Hope you're well. I like turtles. I used to have one named Vishnu. My niece just said, are you doing live chat today? I'm going to write yes right now. And I'm going to tell her to tune in. Tunein. My niece down in, of all places, Elko, Nevada. Disobedient Space Whale. Hello, everyone, to you. What about the obedient space whales? Are they around? Well, today's a very sad time in American history. Nobody probably remembers but me. It was June 5th, 1968, in the early morning hours, that Robert Kennedy was assassinated in a kitchen at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles after he just won the primary. In California, he would have been our next president, and American history would have been completely different if he had been president. But, you know, there's a phrase, only the good die young. There was even a song by Dion called, have you seen, it was called Abraham, Martin, and John. Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, John Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, and even Malcolm X, too. All five of them assassinated when they were young, 39 years old for MLK. Absolutely horrible. Gun violence was around way before these horrible mass shootings. Words can inspire. Aha, Jem, I told you to show up here and you did. Excellent job. Lo, the Frenchy Swan, I love your names. Alexander Vila. Cope. Yes, that's the name of the game. So I want you to pray, you guys, since you know that prayer is powerful, for my godson. His name is Phineas. What was an Iron Maiden song? Tell me the name of it. Anyway, his name is Phineas. Yes, I was there at his birth. He's 42. He lived when he was 18. I've been very intimately connected with his life. And yeah, so the deal is that right now he is about to be admitted to St. Vincent Hospital here in Portland, where I've been twice myself, for a long-standing depression which has immobilized him. He's been in hospitals before. He's done quite well. He's about to move into an ADU, an adjunct or something, dwelling unit in his home with his wife and 2 children. So things are going well, but he has to snap out of this really bad funk he's in. My mom loves that song. Oh, Abraham, Martin, and John. Oh, that's the one that made me cry. I see. I didn't know Iron Maiden did that song. Well, I want to listen to it. You put Phineas in the prayer bunch. There's Laura Alexander, my darling niece. What is she born? September 29, 1983. 2 weeks after I moved to Portland. I think she's a Libra sun, Cancer, rising, and Gemini moon. Go Gemini. Absolutely. Keep him on that prayer list. He'll need it. Smash that like button. Yes, we have had a precipitous drop in views and income. I don't even want to think about it. I'm now unfortunately losing money on the YouTube channel. Hopefully that won't not continue. But to really help out, hit that little dollar sign. It's called the Super Chat, and you can put anything from 99 cents up to 50 bucks or any amount you want. And if you do so, you go to the head of the class, your name and your donation come right up on the screen. I'll answer any question you want. Thank you, John. I appreciate, Spinius will appreciate all the positive thoughts. From watching your videos, it seems like you're open to all religions. Could you expand on your religious views, please? Yes. I was raised Jewish. Someone once asked me if I was Jewish. I said, only on my parents' side. I got very into metaphysical Christianity when I was 22, but I have a lot of friends who were involved in Buddhism. You know, there are many paths to God. It's like all these different routes, you know, going up a mountain. They all meet at the top, right? Who cares how you get there? So I'm pretty ecumenical in my views. But I do believe that we're not here by accident. I believe everybody comes in for a purpose, to work out our karma and also to attain enlightenment, right? And I also agree with the Buddhists that it's all or nothing. It doesn't do the world any good if I'm the only one who's enlightened. I have to help everybody else get there too. That's what I love about Buddhist philosophy. You had a dog named Phineas? Oh, wow. How cool. You no longer see notifications for the live chat? Wow, what is going on? Any tips for a late diagnosed ADHD? Yeah, there's lots of different ways to manifest your focus, like exercise. I think medications, stimulants can have their place. Definitely work with your doctor about that. But there are a lot of different ways you can learn how to focus without using drugs. John, I don't know what to do. Google does not have a customer service phone line like Apple does. Apple is very, very, very good in supporting their customers. Speaking of which, it was today, June 5th, 1977, that the first Apple II computer came off the assembly line, and I bought that sucker within 9 months. I used it to write my first book. Thank you, €5, and let's see who stepped up to the plate and left their first donation. The name is R, and is Richard Greenborough. Here you go, Douglas. Well, thank you, Richard. I don't think Greenhow. Sorry about that. And you're obviously from the UK. I appreciate your donation. If you have any questions to ask, you go for it. I'd be happy to answer them to the best of my ability. Girish Radkrishnap, is it possible to solve overthinking without any drugs? Of course, you can train your mind. That's what the Buddhists are about. There's a book called Brain Lock, 4-step process for overcoming OCD. Brain Lock by Jeffrey Schwartz. Totally cognitive-based therapy without using medications. Jeffrey. However, someone just said I was very ecumenical about my religious beliefs. Thank you, Jem. Jem and I are old buddies. We've been corresponding for quite some time. She lives somewhere in northern England and has helped me solve some chess problems. £5, really, really appreciate it. You can also donate to me at PayPal because YouTube takes about 37 cents out of every dollar you contribute. Can you be with those greedy people? Anyway, they're letting me have this platform, so I shouldn't be too, upset about it. But you can also go to paypal.com, as Edward Steiner does, and send me, and they will not take a nickel out of it. And my address is PayPal address, just in case you're wondering, is my email address, which many of you are familiar with. Anyway, it's a beautiful day here in Portland. We're finally getting some warm weather. Alex Jones, starting to think I'm treatment resistant with drugs, like my 10th time. Wow. Did you see that video I made about treatments for complex PTSD? It just posted on yesterday. There are a lot of behavioral treatments, EMDR, DBT, something called internal family systems and life. The other one I can't remember, but I'll remember it in a minute. Anyway, do you believe we all have spirits? I believe we are spirit. Does anxiety cause weakness, like loss of balance while standing? Thank you. It can, absolutely, but a lot of things can do that, so you got to get it checked out medically too. No cues. No questions. Well, Richard, I just appreciate your donation. Looks like all the pictures in the room are crooked. Well, let me see. Not that bad, really. The one over there is. It's okay. We can't all be perfectionists, can we? But thank you. The one over there with my girlfriend and I when we were 29 years old. I'll bring it to you. I looked very, very young. Well, I should. I was 29. How to heal schizophrenia holistically? Aha. Well, you can heal many things holistically, especially depression. Here's this chart I show you every single week. I took 25 years to create it. Healing from depression and anxiety, self-care activities to improve your mood, physical, mental, emotional. What else do we have? Social, spiritual, and lifestyle habits. And over here it says boost your psychological immune system. Spend time in nature, have fun, feed your spirit, fake it till you make it, find healthy ways to deal with stress, stay connected, help others, get involved, be creative, trust yourself, get moving, get regular sleep, take a deep breath, find ways to relax, and find healthy ways of coping with stress. I already did that. Anyway, this is an absolutely free PDF. If you go to my personal website where it has everything I've ever written, said, or spoken since the age of 29 when I got into the business of being a creative communicator. And if you go to douglasbloch.com, you can have a free download of that wonderful chart where I have everything written down, everything I've ever used to help improve my mood. Lagai, $13.99. As always, why is such hard work to get better? Tons of information is overwhelming. What is BPD? Well, BPD stands for two things, Elisa. It's bipolar disorder, but most importantly, borderline personality disorder, which is a personality disorder that a number of people have to deal with. It's based on a lot of things, including a very invalidating environment. But something called dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT, has been developed by Marshall Linehan. I talk about it in my last video, and it's a very powerful therapy for dealing with that. Emmanuel from Italy, on Zoloft for the third day because of anxiety, struggling these days, waiting for the relief to come. Your videos are helping. It's even my birthday today. All right, Emmanuel, a Gemini. What year were you born? Probably before 1949 when I was born. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I can't do it. Birthday, dear Emmanuel. Happy birthday to you. Let's all wish Emmanuel a happy birthday from Italy. I want to go there so badly. It's on my bucket list. Maybe you can recommend some good hotels to stay in Florence. Happy birthday, dude. You want to let me know what your age is? That'd be cool. John Tulp, I just donated to your PayPal. Thanks for what you do. Your videos have been helping me for months now. I need to start reaching out for support. You do. We all do. And you're reaching out right here on this live chat. So good for you. And thank you for the donation. You're a very spiritual being. Hey, Ian Kirkpatrick, Julie Nelson. So we all know what Alcoholics Anonymous is, right? AA. I love their aphorism. 53 people, not bad. Let's try to hit 70 today. We didn't quite do it last time. I got a lot of happy birthday vibes, Emmanuel. Good work. Anyway, here's what AA said, Alcoholics Anonymous said about spirituality. Maybe I'll even try to use Siri to do this. Religion is for people who are afraid of going to hell. Period. Spirituality is for people who've already been there. Period. Now tell me, is that not brilliant or brilliant? Religion is for people who are afraid of going to hell. Spirituality is for people who've already been there. I absolutely like it. Every spiritual person, every person who's accomplished anything as he hits his elbow in life has had to go through their dark night of the soul, who's gone to hell and back. That's why this book right here, which is called When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, my personal memoir about how I struggled with a really bad episode of anxiety and depression that almost took my life. And it is on audible.com for you guys who like to listen to books. I'm very, very proud of it. This is weird, but how do you not panic when people look at you? I have this intense fear of this. Well, you have social anxiety. I like people to look at me, you know, it means they're paying attention. So everybody's wired differently. Another Gemini from Words That Inspire. Again, I would talk with your therapist about that. Beautiful, you mean that the cover of that book? That's The Scream by Edward Munch. Where is Pedar? Pedar has taken a vacation from this channel. I don't know where he is, quite frankly. Grish Radha Krishnan, is overthinking and catastrophizing genetically linked? Yeah, it can be, but it's also learned. Because my mom overthinks and reacts accordingly, so does I. I frequently overthink, and that causes me stomach ache. Well, you know, you learn your behaviors from observing your parents, so there it is environmental. HBD manual, not quite sure what that means. Do I believe in God? I do believe I do believe in ghosts. I do believe in ghosts. I do believe in ghosts. Tell me where that was from, and I'll send you a free chart. That was from, well, you tell me. I believe there's something greater than ourselves behind everything. It's a creative intelligence. I don't know. I certainly don't believe in God in the same way of an old man sitting in the clouds, but I do believe in some organizing intelligent force. Absolutely. Is it personal? Is it impersonal? I haven't figured that out. I think it's both. Emmanuel is a beautiful name. It means we are with God. Absolutely. It's a great song for Christmas. Look at me. I'm looking at you right now, Alex, and you're a beautiful soul. Do you have any advice about my tendencies to criticize myself and self-sabotage my relationships? Wizard of Oz, Carrie. Absolutely. Nice work. Yes, that was Bert Lahr, by the way, playing the Cowardly Lion. Yeah, I would just go into therapy, Constanza, and find out what's behind the self-criticism. You know, oftentimes you have a really critical parent. You were judged a lot growing up, so you internalize it. But yeah, I have a really good video called Forgive Yourself for Your Mistakes. This is something called, I forgot the name of it. Oh my God. Oh, Joan? I'll get Joan quickly. Do I think OCD can cause depression? Definitely. Anxiety and depression are very, very, very connected. You've seen a ghost? I believe that ghosts exist. I do believe in ghosts. I do believe in ghosts. Oh yeah, that's right. That was the Cowardly Lion. I wanted to eat some beef this evening, but I couldn't reach it on the shelf. Yes, the stakes were too high. Oh, that was really good, Disobedience Space. Well, let's have some more puns here. I recently moved out on my own, and I realized that I have a ton of issues due to parents. Absolutely. Join the club. Trauma, not close emotionally. Will therapy help? That's what will help, John. Get thee to a psychotherapist. Humanity means God is with us. Absolutely, NZ. Exactly what it means. Us old geysers, remember that. Oh, I went to Yellowstone, saw a geyser once. Good afternoon from Oklahoma City, as always, NC. A shooting in Tulsa, another one, huh? From someone who's 18 or less. What is going on in this country? Why are these young people in so much despair? Some person tell me, who's under the age of 25. The quote is from the Wizard of Oz. Of course, Laura, we've seen that a million times. Bert Lahr, who used to be a shill for the Lay's potato chip company. Bet you can't just eat one. All right, it is now 12:22. I was born on the 22nd. We're in 2022. We're ready for another donation. Have I ever had EMDR? I haven't had it, but I've seen a lot of people have, and they've oh, geezers, Kara. You meant geezers, not geysers. I knew what you meant. I was just being stupid. I haven't had it, but I've heard wonderful things about it. Nice to see you, Lazy Eye Ranch. Nice to see you, NC. These are two of my most loyal listeners, watchers. And what else? Someone just came here. Yasmina. I've ever had EMDR. No, but as I say, a lot of people have had it. Does too much anxiety and fear sometimes make my legs weak? Absolutely, Paolo. You can have all sorts of physical symptoms from anxiety. All right, so I made an unexpected pun. Tell me if you can catch it. So, as I said, my wonderful godson Phineas is going to the hospital sometime today, St. Vincent. I was actually hospitalized there during my first major depression in Portland in 1996, and again in 2016, twice. So my godson's brother said, how was it being in St. Vincent? I said, it was good. They treated me very well. Okay, who can tell me what that pun is? They treated me very well in the hospital. I didn't even mean to make that pun. I love it. I went to that new restaurant, Karma. There's no menu. You just get what you deserve. Yes, John, I've heard that. That's a very funny joke. Taking too much spirituality can cause psychosis. Psychosis and spirituality and madness and spirituality are related, but I think that psychosis usually comes from a defect in the way the circuitry in the brain is run. It's usually inherited, or you can have it from doing too much LSD, or you can have it from stress. I don't think being spiritual alone is going to cause psychosis. Jennifer Tiana, one of my favorite people. I love your hat. I love your name. You're having surgery and you're very scared. Your video on fear helped. Remember, what is the greatest fear of all? I'm going to write this down. 61. 9 more to get to 70. Please hit the like button. What is the fear behind all fears? Question mark. The fear of not being able to cope. Period. I learned that truth in 1968 when I went to the Esalen Institute and saw a very famous man at the time named Will Schutz, who wrote a book called Joy. No one's heard of it anymore. That's one of the advantages of being 73 years old and living through the counterculture and the Summer of Love. There were so many cool people doing so much good work on personal growth, and I met most of them, and they had a lot of good things to say. I think agoraphobia stems from social anxiety. I think you're absolutely right. One of the things it stems from. Bring Joan, have a block hour. Joan's very shy, and she's probably upstairs right now. Yeah, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. Who said that, everybody? Come on, any students of American history know who said that? Come on. Does Zoloft work for anxiety and intrusive thoughts? Yes, it does for some people. A plateau is the highest form of flattery, says John Tulp, and I'll tell you what, I love Italian food, but nothing tops a plain pizza. Another pun. Reeve says, I take nearly 13 pills a day, and I was wondering if I could cut down some of the medications that I take. I want to speak with my doctor about it, but I fear I will relapse if I do that. No, you're not going to relapse if you talk to your doctor about it. You might relapse if you cut down your medications, but you won't relapse if you talk to your doctor. So talk to your doctor. I take about 9 medications myself. Let me see. 3 blood pressure medications. I take Wellbutrin, Lamictal, and Seroquel. So psychiatric goods, that's 6, right? Klonopin for sleep is 7. And I take I have a lot of infections, so I take amoxicillin to prevent infections, 8. I take 8 medications. This is someone who never missed a day in high school. So I guess we're just lucky to be alive. 66 concurrent viewers. Hit the like button, guys. I wish I could. We'll hit 70 any minute. You love pizza pun. Yes. That's not my pun. I stole it from somebody. Edward Steiner. He is an amazing Franklin Roosevelt. Thank you, Nadine. FDR. It was FDR, not Teddy Roosevelt, but you got the Roosevelt right. How to stop the negative thoughts that come randomly all the time, says Abad. You can't stop them, but you can respond to them. Michael Battaglia. I think I spelled it. I purchased Healing from Depression, Words That Heal, the Blues on Amazon, but I can't seem to find any of their books. Where can I buy them? They're all on Amazon. Just go to my author page, Douglas Bloch. You'll find Listening to Your Inner Voice, Positive Self-Talk for Children. You'll find 2 books on astrology. You'll find When Going Through Hell Don't Stop. You'll find Words That Heal in the, what do you call it? In the audiobook and the print book. I'll put the link up here in just a minute. Edward Steiner, regular contributor, regular viewer, always has the greatest jokes from her friends, and here it comes. If the local coffee shop has awarded you Employee of the Month Club and you don't work there, and you don't even work there, you may be drinking too much coffee. I don't get the joke. If the local coffee shop has awarded you Employee of the Month and you don't even work there, you may be drinking too much coffee. All right, explain it, Edward, or somebody else. Employee of the Month. I don't get the pun. I need help. Someone help me. The UB has been celebrating the Queen's Jubilee this weekend. Lots of beer. Tell me what the Queen's Jubilee is. We got rid of the monarch here in America. Time is now 1 a.m. in India. I'm overthinking and I landed here. I feel like 5% relief after chatting here. Well, good for you. The way to stop overthinking, one of the ways is to focus outside of yourself. interact with the live chatters, take a run, listen to some music. Yeah, you got to get out of your head. And one of the best ways to get out of your head is to run up to the top of Rocky Butte, 600 feet, and then you'll be, the only thing you'll be thinking about is your next breath. Yeah, the recent shootings make me more fearful to leave the house. Hey, Avocado Man, nice to see you again. Wow, it's been a while. Nice to see you, man. It's still 2018. I love it when the old timers show up every now and then. Thanks for sharing. You're more than welcome. Greetings from Poland, says Berza. Thank you for your work and video. It helped me during my darkest times recently. It was very hard for me, and your warmth and caring attitude helped me so much. May God bless you. Thank you. And if you, Berza, anybody else want to help this channel stay around, simply click the $sign button, the super chat, and make a donation of your choice. Remember, there was a very, very famous Christian minister named Oral Roberts, O-R-A-L Roberts, and he needed money like I did, but he did something a little bit manipulative. He said, friends, he said, if you don't give me money by tonight, I'm going to die. That's what he said. Look it up in Wikipedia. Well, guess what? He got his money. But I don't think I'm going to say that. 68 people, 2 more. I could say I'll go into the mental hospital, but boy, that would be really manipulative, and I don't feel like going back there. Queen Elizabeth, 7 years on the throne of the UK and Commonwealth. Wow. 7 years on the throne. Don't they have term limits in England? I've struggled with anxiety, says Sandra Powell, for years. Having the bodily symptoms now, yes, it can produce tremendous bodily symptoms. I used to go into the pool and swim a mile. Manuel, I've had a very strong anxiety for years regarding being inadequate in many areas of my life. Join the club. Hope medication, psychotherapy will help. They will. Abad al-Blad. I also struggle with anxiety, but my body symptoms are not as bad. All right. Ini, vivid dreams associated with schizophrenia or mental illness. Vivid dreams can be associated with anything. I had a vivid dream like last night that the world was coming to an end, and Joan and I were saying goodbye to each other, and that didn't happen. John Gefilman, how am I? Well, I haven't been doing that well. The Golden State Warriors lost the first game of the championships to Boston. I think they're going to get swept. The market has been really bad for investments. My godson is going to the hospital. My best friend Stuart, his father had a low sugar attack from diabetes, almost died. So a lot of stress. I recently finished talk therapy, but it ended it because I felt it was only so far I could get with it. Well, that's a lot of people feel that way, Avocado Man. Terry Murray, nice to see you. Is it common for depression to creep back? Of course it does. It's called Prozac poop out. Does it mean to increase doses, or does it mean to stop taking them or switch? That is a $64,000 question. No one knows, but talk to your doctor. I wish myself to manage dysthymia without drugs. Well, dysthymia is low-grade depression. It can be managed with psychotherapy and behavior, but in some cases it can't. So it's all up to you and your doctor. What is my stance on light therapy for winter depression? It's absolutely proven to work. Right here at OHSU, Laura, at Pill Hill, a guy named Albert Lowry, L-O-W-R-Y. I've met the man. He was the pioneer, did the first studies in Portland, Oregon, where it's only 60 days of sunshine a year. And he proved that a light box held in front of your head by about 12 inches for 20 minutes, first thing in the morning, can alleviate seasonal affective disorder, which is what happens when you don't get enough sunlight, which is what happens in Portland. Matter of fact, 66, we're still working to 70 people. When I went to college, unfortunately, I went to the University of Rochester, a good school, but it was in Rochester, New York. Cold, wintry, cloudy, miserable. I went into a deep depression. The counselor said, Doug, you have a depressive temperament. Doug, you're melancholic. Doug, you need to stay away from cities like this. You need to be like in Arizona or California. He said, do not go to the Pacific Northwest, especially Seattle, which is the second cloudiest city in the United States. Avoid Oregon too. Do not move to the Pacific Northwest. Well, guess what happened? About 5 years later, I moved to Eugene, Oregon, and been here ever since. But that's why I use a light box. 68 people, 6 chat rate, 2 more people. If I could hit the like button, I could, but I can't hit the like button on my own channel. Can shrooms be used to heal depression? A lot of people do something called microdosing. I did a whole video on it. It's all over the internet, and I have a good friend who's trying it right now. You were bullied young. I know that's trauma, Alex. You have complex PTSD, no doubt about it. Overworking or being overly active can cause vivid dreams. Yeah, I had a vivid dream last night. All right. The breathing also affects me too when I go around other persons. I'm not able to use. Yeah, hard to kind of read that. I'm not necessarily a professional, but I think sun therapy is important. It certainly is important. All the ancient used to worship the sun. Are you kidding me? There was a sun god in Egypt and virtually every other pagan religion, and even the son of God, Jesus, right? S-U-N, S-O-N. No, the sun is amazing. I'm glad you're well, says John. To me, have you gotten over that relationship from about 3 years ago? Thank you for the videos on YouTube regarding trauma. You're more than welcome. A lot of people deal with it. I was on the edge yesterday. Someone near me was firing a semi-automatic rifle, and probably an AR. See, why do citizens need, forget about gun control. Why would a citizen need a weapon of war? That's absolutely insane. Not legal here. More than 10 rounds per clip is unlawful. This was rat-a-tat-tatting much more and fast. Again, why does a citizen need a weapon of war? All right. You will get through this, Douglas. We're here from you. Well, thank you very much. Have you heard about body-based trauma therapies? Yes. Somatic experiencing? Yes. Trauma release exercise? Yes. They're all good. Matthew 24. You're quoting the Bible somewhere. Hey, Sunflower Girl, and tell me what Matthew 24 is. I have the Bible, but it's in the other room. Maybe you can read it to me. It is exactly 12:35. We are halfway through the Depression Recovery Hour run by Pastor Doug, a.k.a. Douglas George Bloch. This is a free service that's been going on since June of 2017. We're coming on, it's actually 5 years now I've been doing this. 5 times 250 is 260, 260 videos. I've never missed a week in 5 years. I should be rewarded for this. Anyway, so here we are, people coming on, chatting, asking me questions, but more importantly, helping and serving each other in community. Lazy Ranch, I wish I could get talk therapy, not available where I live. What about Zoom? What about teletherapy? Been doing that for years. Medi-Cal won't pay for a therapist. Really? Loneliness is my biggest challenge. I'm grateful for my son. Now he's doing better on meds. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Magnesium does help with anxiety. You're right, Alex. What is HRT? I don't know. It could be something resistance training, but I'm not. What's HIT now? Interval training? I don't know what HRT is. Someone look it up and tell me. Why am I so cute? Well, it's because I live with a cat named George. Who shouldn't try microdosing? People who are mentally unstable. Hey, Joan. People are asking for you. Hello. Joan says hello. Joan says hello, but she's a little bit shy. Hormone replacement therapy. Thank John Smith. Never heard of it. I mean, no, now I heard of it. I didn't know the acronym. Should schizophrenics try microdosing? You should ask your doctor. Microdosing is taking small doses of psilocybin mushrooms that are so small that you can't even feel them. So to that extent, if you have a thought disorder, no, I'm not going to say anything. For most people, it's probably benign. If you have a thought disorder like schizophrenic, you definitely need to talk to your doctor about before trying something like that. Matthew 24 is basically talking about the times we are living in today. I see it as a reference related to your dream last night. Not putting the timeline out there. I see. The end times. So what's going to happen in the end times? Are the elect going to be, transported to heaven up to God, and the non-elect won't? Well, how do we tell the difference between the two of them? That's the question. Am I Jewish? I was raised that way. Do I practice Judaism? No. Have you found it helpful? I was very helpful to raise in the Jewish culture, secular culture, because the people were very enlightened. They were very kind. They were very socially progressive, and they all believed in education. And so I was blessed with that kind of upbringing. I'm Jewish by heritage, a Christian by reading the Bible 3 times. When starting to get support, and that also includes the Old Testament, by the way. You know, the New Testament, you know how we have Microsoft, you know, like in Apple, we have the iOS 14, then 14.3, then 14.4. They keep updating. To me, the New Testament is like updating the Old Testament. It's like system 1.0, 2.0, or what do they call it when you have the I forget what do they call it when you have 14.5. What are those things called in the on the IOP, you know, the cell phones, when you get a system update? I forget what they even call the damn thing, but anyway, version, right? Version 14.3, version 1.0, version 2.0. So I think that the Old Testament is version 1.0 and the New Testament is version 2.0. Just builds on the Old Testament and just gives us a little bit more spiritual information. Like instead of an eye for an eye, which leaves everybody blind, according to Martin Luther King, it's about forgive and love your enemies. A very hard thing to do, by the way. All right, I'm waiting for a donation. God, we haven't had a donation here way back. Oh my goodness. I would really appreciate if somebody could hit the super chat button. It's the last time was Jerry Vertiana for $9.99. I hope your surgery goes very well. You can call Silent Unity to get on their prayer list, and I'll give you that number. Silent Unity. It is 1-816-969-2000. 24-hour prayer line. I'm addicted to my bed. I'm addicted to sleeping. A lot of people do that. They oversleep when they're depressed. How can I get over this? I'm on meds and they work, but I love being in bed. It's becoming a problem. Any advice? Yeah, talk to your therapist and find some ways. Maybe you could have a friend call you up and roust you out of bed and come over and run with you. If mood swings happen within hours, can that be bipolar? It can, but it can be a lot of other things. Can chronic insomnia last a lifetime? I've had sleep disorder ever since I came out of the womb, but that depends on what you mean by insomnia. I have a difficult time staying asleep, wake up a number of times, but I've learned to live with it. So, yes, people have sleep disorders, but it all depends on how you manage it. You donated $25 to PayPal. Thank you, John. That's really appreciated. I think Edward Steiner did the same thing. Today, the anxiety depression hit me so hard. You ever have that happen? Oh, of course, yes. During my, Alex, this memoir, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, is written by a brilliant Australian actor. It's serialized on this very channel. There's 13 parts. You should listen to it. You'll hear all about being hit by a train with anxiety. I'm going to have a bite of my banana. Does anyone else have no reason to be anxious, but it happens anyway? Yeah, me. It's called an overactive amygdala. I had a video on Flashback Friday. By the way, every Friday or every other Friday, I run videos that you've never seen from way back when, older videos that are very, very helpful. Not to get too personal, but how did you become a Christian? I wouldn't say I'm a Christian. I would say we went down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon in 1971, smoked a lot of good pot, and read the New Testament and felt like I was getting the words of truth. Greetings at Vedno. Nice to see you. Good work. Thank you again, John, for your donation. Why'd the chicken cross the road to see his flatmate? Don't get it. But why did the chicken go to the seance to get to the other side? Now that's a good pun. Your black shirt is beautiful. By the way, yes, I got it from REI, which sells very expensive clothes, but they're very nice. All right. Had a lot of bullying, says words can inspire. Yeah, Hey, Doe or Doug, it's the 10.10, I guess. And what is the 10.10? I don't know. Phoenix 999, what do you think of criticism of electroconvulsive therapy? I think it's a bunch of crap, personally. The first thing my doctor told me when I was recommended for ECT is do not read anything on the internet about ECT. It's over-exaggerated, it's ridiculous. My mother went through 5 sessions, I went through 1 session. I've had a number of group members, depression support group members go through the sessions. I have a client I'm working with. No, it doesn't cause permanent brain damage. It doesn't, of course you're electrocuting the brain, you're inducing a grand mal seizure, but that's why you're doing it. It resets the brain. So yeah, I don't think of that. I mean, I do think that some people might have a bad reaction. It certainly doesn't work 100% of the time, but it has a better success rate than anything else out there. My friend has schizophrenia, but he wanted to go to the doctors, but he had 2 minds to go. Robin Williams said, roses are red, violets are blue. I'm schizophrenic and so am I. But schizophrenia has nothing to do with a split personality. That's a common misconception. I absolutely believe that God guides us through their dreams. Of course, look at Joseph in the Bible. What helps me is 4,000 IUs of vitamin D, which is very good. A spoon of fish oil and flax all day, that's good. Don't expect miracle, but it helps me. Well, I'm glad you found something natural. How not to have a panic attack when walking in public places? Probably exposure therapy, getting used to it really gradually. You need to work with a doctor or therapist for that. Yeah, some people do regular microdoses, and it does help them. When starting to get support and reaching out to people, how do you know if the person is good for you? Well, hopefully you have a good, bullshit detector, and you can tune into that person. So dealing with fear, rejection, anxiety lead to growth? Absolutely. You have to push through your fears. But again, you should do this on the auspices of a therapist. All right, and you're interested in alternative therapies? There are a lot out there. Hello, lovely Joan. Yes, Joan is lovely. We love you, Joan. Yes, that's Joan's niece out there, Laura, and Joan is not, I don't think she's ever showed her face on live chat. Maybe once with Bruce, when Bruce was alive. My poor cat, Bruce. You guys need to write to Joan. I'm ready to get a new cat, but she has put it off. And wow, we got a text from an old friend. Anyway, what am I doing? I'm looking up a photo of Bruce for those of you who haven't met him. So, by the way, here's a pepper plant I just planted yesterday. Isn't it cool? Hard to see with the light there. All photos, albums, see all. Bruce the cat. And there he is, Bruce Bloch, the Persian cat, who is Joan's pride and joy. I don't have Parkinson's, my hand is shaky because there it is, right there. Look at Bruce. Isn't he the most beautiful Himalayan Persian? 100%, worth about $1,000, but he came to us from the pound. Anyway, a lot of you know Bruce, an amazing being, died on September 10th of last year. 48 minutes after the hour, we're still looking for a donation over the last 20 minutes. This has been like a drought. So, see what you can do. Beautiful Bruce. The cat has a giant seed in him. I'm not quite sure what that means. What is Joan's favorite color? Virgin Mary blue. My bed is where I can go and not have back pain. That's true. You can put your feet up. Hey, Monetias Bro, nice to see you. You're welcome, Montes Brawl. Sunflower Girl likes my phrase. That's not mine. I didn't make that up. Does anyone else watch Rev Ed Trevors? He's an Anglican priest in Canada. Lovely wise man who has many agnostic and even atheist followers because of his kindness and wisdom. Highly recommended. There is so much good stuff on the internet. Lazy Eye Ranch, aka Suzanne. It's amazing what's out there on the internet. A lot of good stuff. Roses are blue and turkeys are funny colors. Absolutely. You know much about schizoid personality? I was diagnosed that way when I was young. Annie, my therapist says to get out of bed, but I don't want to. Well, you know, why not, Annie? Why don't you want to get out of bed? Probably because you don't have anything to look forward to. Why don't you make an appointment to have lunch with somebody or brunch with someone at 11? That'll get you out. I've been through about 6 EC treatments. Don't work for me, but had no major side effects either. Thank you. But you know what? You don't need 6. It's 9 to 12. Anonymous. I didn't feel any benefit from ECT until after my 8th treatment. So your psychiatrist should probably be telling you it's a 9 to 12 treatment, course. But I don't know what happened, but I'm just telling you that's the regular protocol. But of course, I'm sure your psychiatrist knows exactly what he or she is doing. What can I do when I start to overthink? Think of something else. Is there any medications for overactive amygdala? Now, Laura, you've seen my video. I will even write it here. How to rewire your anxious brain. Here, that is my video on everything you wanted to need to know about anxiety. So Laura, in that video, I go through a number of things that help with the overactive amygdala. One, of course, the first number one is exercise. That's why I ride my bike. The other one is deep breathing. Okay. Another, when you breathe in, a square breathing. You breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4. Your brother Pat practices that. He learned that, so that's okay. So that's the second one. Exercise, deep breathing, putting your head in a basin of cold water. I know it sounds weird, but it initiates the dive response. And mindfulness meditation. But if you're so agitated like this, you need to get it out physically. So running, gardening, bicycling, and of course the last thing, of course, is anti-anxiety medications, right? The benzodiazepines, Klonopin, Xanax. I think you've been on Klonopin, right? Only for short-term use. And someone left a donation finally, and it is Berza, PLN, $100. That's from Poland. Not quite sure what the exchange rate is, but thank you for your donation. Top chat. Anybody who makes a donation becomes a top chat. It's all too much work to go anywhere. Well, just sit in bed then. It's your choice. How does one who feels very lonely start to break out of their shell? It's very difficult, but you got to force yourself to get out there. And again, work with your therapist. Terry Murray says, if depression lies about the future, which is not my phrase, it was given by a really smart person who almost died by suicide, does that mean it lies about the past too? Yes, it can tell you all sorts of things, and it can lie about the present. It can tell you all sorts of things like you're a bum, you're no good, you're a piece of crap. When you're depressed, your brain is not working properly. Let's put it this way. I have a very, 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 very popular video, and it's a great aphorism, and I'll tell you what the name is. Don't believe what your brain is telling you. Especially when you're depressed. It can tell you all sorts of cockamamie crap, like you're a piece of crap, and oh, you'll never get better, and the world is against you, and you'll never succeed, and you're just no good, and etc., etc. That was not $100, Ian Patrick. If that was $100, I'd be jumping through the roof. That's $100 in Polish currency. Probably about $6.50. But as my mother used to say, it's the thought that counts. People say I'm a troll. I'm not. Well, you have said some trollish things, but I don't think you really are. You said some nice thing about thanking me for the work. So, you know, nothing too offensive at all that I can see. It's about $25. Well, great, Berza. Then that's fantastic. That's more than most people give. Appreciate it. Appreciate your kind words. And I've always wanted to go see to Poland. I have a lot of good friends with Polish relatives. The guy, go to the senior center. How not to cancel meetings and dates. Any, just show up. That's how not to cancel them. Hit that like button, guy. We're 63. We're just not quite getting to 70 people yet. Yeah, $20, $25. It's great, whatever it is. I'm just kind of a nib, K-N-I-B. Don't even know what that means. I took Kai Kung. What is that? Tai Chi? I don't know what Kai Kung is. It's obviously some sort of a Chinese movement. Okay, who is this? THE? I can't even read it. Douglas, your video has been helping me greatly. I appreciate what you're doing. Well, you're more than welcome. Words can inspire. Gem from England, the UK. Lazy, I really dislike shooters, hunters. I feel for all the innocent creatures, birds, many. May the universal protect your animals and ravens. Yeah. I mean, I think hunting is great if you're going to eat the animals, but for sport, why take an innocent life? Quietly building a Gundam model making helps my nerves. Yes, making a model is really, really good. Involves your hands. It's a tremendous, like knitting. When I was in the psych hospital, this woman who I was in the same ward as I was knitting. It was really good. Yes, ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy. Very, very good. Jack from out of Canada. We've spoken on the phone. Nice to hear from you. CBT, good for disputing irrational belief. And what does REBT stand for? Please, Todd Nobles. Hey, Paul, nice to see you. Hey, Doughboy or Doug Boy, 2076. Do I have any failed suicide attempts? Not really. I was about to take an overdose of pills when my friend Stuart walked in the door and caught me. So I've never actually made an attempt. Thank God. That's my greatest fear, by the way, is taking my own life. I've come so close to it, but obviously I have a strong will to live, a very strong will to live. I can't imagine attempting on your life and then waking up and being alive. I would feel tremendously grateful. Some people do. Most people do. There's a very famous quote from an article in the New Yorker magazine, the best magazine in America. It's called Jumpers. It came out in 2003 about people who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, which is the major way that people die by suicide on bridges. It's a beautiful, beautiful bridge, and for some reason people come all the way from all over the world. Finally, they were getting a net put up next year. God, it took too much time. But anyway, this guy became a very famous public speaker about suicide prevention. He jumped over the railing and he said, as soon as my hands left the railing, I realized that everything in my life that I thought was unfixable was in fact fixable. As a matter of fact, every single person, there are not that many, who survived jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge has said after their survival, my God, I was really wrong. I thought there was no hope. There really was. Thank God I'm alive. But most people don't have that opportunity. When I was very suicidal, someone said, why don't you jump off the Fremont Bridge? I said, what if halfway down I changed my mind? And that's exactly what happened to these people. Fortunately, they were fortunate enough to live. But at any rate, look, I have a whole website. I'm very proud of this. It is called, and any of you who have thoughts of self-harm, 1, tell somebody, 2, get to a good therapist or mental health professional, and 3, it's called Overcoming Suicidal Pain right here. 3 years of work, everything I know from personal and professional experience about it. It's really essentially simple. 1, realize it's only temporary. 2, that you just have to manage the pain day by day and make it through one day at a time. And 3, seek mental health treatment. Eventually you'll come out of it, because this too shall pass. So this website that I'm very proud of is called Overcoming suicidalpain.com. And I'm working on an audiobook about it. And so if you ever know anybody who's thinking of harming themselves, refer them to this site, and definitely tell them to call a mental health professional and let people know. Keeping it a secret is the worst thing you can do. I'm going to do the actual address by putting HTTPS. So, SUICIDAL. I'm trying to type out this address. Yes, this too shall pass. 4 words that can save your life. Yeah, well, guess what, Thomas? I don't have a license to counsel. You're right, and I'm not counseling. Do I seem like I'm counseling here? I'm just telling people to find a therapist. That's not counseling, is it? I'm just giving information. So you're absolutely right. Having an MA doesn't mean you can actually do therapy and seek a real therapist. Right, nobody's seeking me to do therapy. Has anyone asked me to do therapy, Thomas? I don't think so. These ravens are my angels. I've been feeding them for 3 to 5 years, more than 5 years. 3 years ago, I was so depressed I didn't want to get out of bed. They came to my glass door next to my bed and left gifts. Well, you know, animals are very powerful. I have a whole video on the role of pets in healing from depression. Yeah, CBDL has helped many. It's not legal in the UK. It's legal here in Oregon. Doesn't that regretting jumping from the bridge indicate that you just need a big physiological shock? With jumping out of a plane or jumping a frozen body of water, the same thing? Well, I do have a video of how skydiving can help break through anxiety. So yes, but no, you don't want to try to kill yourself to get a shock, because what if you succeed? It's the forever decision, right? No, you don't. You don't. If you want to put yourself through a shock, don't do anything that's dangerous. That's silly. Rational motor behavioral therapy, sure, I've heard of that. Yes, there is a documentary about the Golden Gate. It's called The Bridge. All right. Scroll back and realize it was dollars. That's okay. It is dollars when you translate it. It is 1 minute after the hour. We are out of time. What about psychedelics? Have you ever taken 5 grams of mushrooms? I've taken mushrooms many times when I was younger. I don't know how many grams it was. But there was a woman who believed her problems were so enormous she decided to jump off a cliff. Halfway down, she realized her problems weren't so bad. After all, yeah. Well, how do you know that? Did she live to tell the story? I hope she did. No matter how bad and sad I feel, I get outside the day to feed those birds. See, you have to have something you're connected with. When you're feeling like life is no longer living, if you have a child, if you have a purpose, if you have someone you care about, a spouse, if you're doing volunteer work, we need something outside of ourselves to make us care when we don't have it within. Thank you, Value in You. Thank you for clarifying. And it's always good to see you. I love it when the old live chatters pop in. Why not? Because you have to pass a lot of tests and it costs a lot of money. And besides, I don't want to see people one-on-one. I'm writing books. I'm an educator. Go to Amazon.com, my friend, and see all the books I've written. Kevin Wilson, nice to see you here. Austin John. How about you're shining your own light by sharing experience with people like Douglas? All right. Problem with jumping off a bridge, you don't have a chance of survival. That's good to know. That's good or bad, I don't know. Well, of course it's good. Another $13.99. Lagai, I got to come visit you in Canada. All right. Extra love and hugs to you and Joan. Peace with everybody. All right. Well, it's 3 minutes after the hour. I'm glad we had a good live chat. I'm sorry that Thomas is a little bit confused, but that's okay. I've been confused for most of my life. I'm going to go down to Portland Nursery and buy some more plants to plant. Gardening is very therapeutic for anyone. My wife's Joan's father was a master gardener. It's so nice to be out there working your hands in the dirt, getting your mind off yourself, getting grounded, and planting things that are going to produce beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fruit. Or just planting beautiful flowers just to watch them. So yeah, I hope you all can have a place to plant, even if it's a little plant on your deck, or if you have a plot of land behind your house. Doesn't take a whole lot. Anonymous, nice to talk with you. You know, if I went to a meeting one day and said, "Hi, my name is Douglas B. I'm a melancholic." Don't you think we should have a group called Depressive Anonymous? Oh, good, Thomas. I'm glad you are protecting therapists. They're doing quite well for themselves. So, yeah. At any rate, all right, guys. Another wrap up. You can donate to me in two ways. You can go to PayPal.com. You can hit the like button or the super chat button. And also, I need to tell people that I don't know if you've ever heard of Patreon. But a couple of people come here are patrons, which means you just like contributing to your regular public television station. You can do this in the same way by making a monthly contribution. And I don't even know if I remember the website, but there it is, www.patreon.com/my day. John, thank you for your donation. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you on Sunday the 12th. And until we meet again, I wish you the best of your mental health recovery. You're too depressed to garden. Words can inspire. Can you at least plant like a little? How about getting a pot and planting a flower in a pot and putting it on your deck? All right. You guys all have a good week, and we will see you. And remember, 4 words that can save your life. If you're ever fearing despairing and feeling that there is no hope, my mantra